Today I wanted to talk about being afraid of our own quiet, being afraid of our own stillness. In this day and age, it's not that uncommon, really. I come across so many people who just can't get quiet. They wonder why they're feeling so anxious and depressed and without connection and not knowing where their intuition is. And it's because they're not able to find that still point within themselves. In our day and age, it's so hard to get this, especially with all of this world of instant notifications, whether it's, our social media or our employer or our spouse or our children or whatever it might be, just constantly needing our attention. Or just simply, we think that we're good, and we take two steps and that social media notification gets us, that messenger notification gets us, and we just feel like we have to respond right then and there. In all reality, most of the time we don't. So it's not uncommon to feel afraid of this place of silence because most of us just have no clue what that feels like or what it even looks like. And so I'm going to give you a few tips on to how to find some silence within. It's funny because as I am doing this video, there's someone who's building a house right down the road, and I'm talking about silence. And, it's kind of hard to find it right here and right now. However, I'm going to work through it because I don't think that you are going to hear it as much as I hear it. And that's okay. It's that practice of being present and just simply working through things. So let's talk about some tips to find that still point, that stillness within us, that quietude. My first tip is to turn on the do not disturb. Our phones have it, our watches, if you've got an Apple Watch, has it. Turn it on and set a timer for 15 minutes. 15 minutes doesn't seem like a long time. However, if you're not used to this practice, it might feel like forever while you're doing it. So I'd love for you to start with 15 minutes in the morning when you first wake up and at night before you go to bed. And I can hear you right now. I don't have time in the morning. I don't have time before I go to bed. If you're able to do it during those times, that's the best time to be able to start your day and end your day in some silence. It helps our nervous system self-regulate, and it helps turn off all of those outer distractions so we can get to a place of peace. If you're just not able to do that, that's okay. Find at least one block of time, 15 minutes, to give yourself with absolutely zero distractions. That means putting down your phone, not swiping through your social media, not swiping through your messenger, not swiping and looking at emails, just turning it off. You don't have to turn it off. Just setting it aside so that you don't look at it and sitting in a place of just quiet. If you're someplace where you have access to a park, nature, someplace in the woods, or just being able to get your feet in the ground, that's just an added bonus, because nature can really help us in our self-regulation process. And think about it. We are constantly in the state of fight and flight. Our fight or flight response, back in the primitive days when we were running away from our dinosaurs so that we wouldn't be eaten, it's the thing that keeps us alive. 15 minutes. When we can give our nervous system space to just feel rested and at ease, it will help us feel less anxious, less afraid, and can give us a sense of inner peace. That inner peace is where we can listen to our heart. It's that heart space. And we can't get to our heart space without quiet, without stillness. So, I highly encourage you to give yourself some space each day. Put your feet in the ground and turn off, set aside all of your distractions. Another thing that you might be able to do, if this is new to you, is, if that doesn't work for you, you might also want to try putting on some headphones with some solfeggio frequencies or some binaural beats, something that just is going to give your body a frequency that it can respond to, that you can just allow your nervous system to just because it's not being braided with all of the things. It turns off all of the outer noise for just a little while, yet it still gives you something that you can listen to in the background. This is often a really good first step to embracing silence, because it's not true silence, as you've got a little bit of background noise going on. And it's background noise that's, if you choose those things that I mentioned, the solfeggio beats, binaural beats, something along that line, like crystal bowl healing or Indian flute music or things like that. If you go to like your favorite music platform, there'll be hundreds of things that you can find that you can tune into. So that's just a great way to be able to turn off the outer world and allow your system to recognize what it's like to be in the state of calm, because it's in that state of calm that we can listen to our inner voice and that still point deep within us. So those are a couple of techniques that are really easy to try. My third technique that is also really helpful, I do this all the time, is I'm going to do some 4x4 breathing. And another word or another term for it is box breathing. So I'll do it 4 times. And so 4 times, and each is to the count of 4. So I'll breathe into 4, I'll hold 4, I'll exhale on 4, and I'll be at an empty belly for 4. And I'm going to do that 4 times. Usually when I'm beginning that place of silence, it's just a great technique to really get myself grounded and centered. And in that space, I can hear my inner wisdom. If you're someone who doesn't know what that voice of intuition is, who gets confused by what their mind is saying, what their ego is saying, versus what their inner guidance is saying, this box breathing and the other things that I've mentioned will absolutely help you find your inner voice. So that's going to be the clearest of them all. It will not happen unless you can find that still point deep within. So, I've given you a few different techniques to be able to try. I'd love to hear which one works best for you. And I'd love for you to like and subscribe so that you can get more videos like this. Have a great day, everybody. See ya.